Hello. Today's topic is generally about changes. What kind of changes we generally see in our everyday life? So basically, all the things that you see might change with the span of time. Whether you do it or nature do it, but it will change. The time factor, which includes everything which is present in this universe, tends to change because there are forces in this universe that generally help everything to get change. The thing here is, in class 9, we are not going so advanced to study how everything works and they change. But generally, we just pick some small topics, how it starts, how we see changes, how we can say something has been changed. Like you fold the paper and finally unfold it, the paper remains same, but as you burn the paper, you can't bring that paper back into the same shape and same position with same characteristics. Why? There are changes which generally occur everywhere. Paling color of leaves, ripening of fruits, blooming of flowers, all these are changes. Your body growth, your body's metabolism, catabolic, anabolic reactions in your cells, all these are called changes. Rotation and revolution of different planets and stars on their own orbits, destruction of any material, collision of any two stars or black holes or neutron stars. Generally, one thing is common in all the places, that is change. Change is one of the basic and fundamental behavior of the universe. All the things we can see, we can touch, all the material, all the forces are generally continuously changing. Even all the atoms change. But yes, it takes time, depends upon what type of element, what type of atom is that, whether it is radioactive or non-radioactive. Normally a single atom like iron or cobalt or nickel, any normal atom takes around 10 to the power 48 to 10 to the power 90 years to get completely vanish. That's a very long time. But one thing is for sure, change happens. All the oil, all the water, all the clothes, all the food, all the materials that you generally use, that you generally dispose of, are tends to change. Why you drop something, why you throw something off? Because it is no longer useful to you. Why? Because it's been changed. It's been changed since you have purchased it from its initial phase. So the doll you have purchased from the market get thrown up after some time. So all the things change, but now the question is how we can classify changes. What kind of changes are there and why, how we see those changes. Changes are having everywhere, but how we see it determines how we can manage these changes. So as you learn how something happens, how something gets changed, then you can calculate different methods to prevent that change or to slow down that change or to make some useful work from that change, like as petrol or diesel starts burning with the help of oxygen, it starts providing you energy and you use that changing energy, that changing a stage of that fuel, of that matter, you use that energy to run different types of machines. So that is why it happens. Changes are generally useful, but how you take it determine how useful is that change or how bad is that change. So the question is, change is basically divided into two categories: physical, chemical. Change might be physical or might be chemical, but why And how we can say something has changed physically or chemically? Basically, if you break any piece of log or a piece of wood, those two different pieces of wood will again remain the same wood. Not happen that if you break that, if you snap that log into different pieces, then that different pieces change into gold or change into silver or change into something else. So that's not going to happen. So you generally broke something, but still after broken down, they are retaining their characteristic, they are retaining their behavior. Okay, then if something retain its characteristics, retain its behavior, retain its all the nature, then it will be called physical change. Like if you pour water from one vessel to another vessels, water still remains the same. Not that converted into any fuel or any different compound or substances. Water will still remain the same, whether you or not you just shift it from one vessel to another vessel. Okay, but if you use electrolysis process and put anode and cathode and start providing high current, then that H2O will get broken down into hydrogen and oxygen. Now you have done something which is quite different. Now water has changed into its mainly forming constituent hydrogen and oxygen. Now you can't reverse them at the same time in the same that condition. So some changes might reverse back into the same position, but some changes can't. So if something change back into the same position or retain the same position or the same behavior or same characteristics, then you will say that's physical change. And if something failed to retain the same behavior, like all the smoke that comes out from the exhausting tube of your vehicles can't change back into the same petrol or diesel, then that becomes chemical change. Burnt wood, burnt coal can't be changed back into the same predecessor form. So if something can't change back into the previous state, you will call it chemical. And if something change back into the previous state, it will be physical. So generally, these changes are still regarded as of having two different types. Reversible, irreversible, reversible physical change, irreversible physical change, and reversible and irreversible change. Some physical changes are reversible, like folding papers or bending any soft wood or cotton. As you crush it, again you can lose it. So some changes are basically very initial, very fundamental, very natural, and they can easily change back to the same position, like waving of tree leaves. They just change their position continuously, but still they retain their own shape, own size. So lots of changes, like your walking, like your milkshake. So all these different changes, as you shake it, but still milkshake remains the same. So generally, basic changes are termed as reversible. You generally reverse it. But now suppose you have broken the piece of wood. But as you broken the piece of wood are same. That's why it is physical. But you can't attach those pieces together. Then that becomes irreversible. If you tear off your clothes remain same. Their properties remain same. Their fibers remain same. Their elasticity remains same. Their inflammability remains same. But you can't attach them like you just do attached. It's not going to happen. If that's not going to happen, then it will be called irreversible physical change. Okay. In the way of chemical realm, reversible changes, like if you have NaCl, sodium chloride, any salt, you dissolve in water. Water gets changed. Its texture will be changed, taste will be changed. But after evaporation, you can still get back the salt. Some basic changes are generally reversible chemical. They are chemical changes because generally they don't convert back. But if you use some trick of brain, then you can do that. Irreversible changes means permanent changes that can't be turned back into the same position. Like, yeah, burning of wood, burning of fuel, burning of clothes, burning of cotton. So basic changes which completely change their molecular property or different atoms when attached with them, then, and if they becomes stable, then that's not possible to bring them back easily. In reversible chemical process, you can also term what is called, yes, radioactivity. In radioactivity, you can excite any atom from its initial or ground state to excited state. But within 10 to the power minus 8 second, that atom comes back to the same position. These are changes. What? Why? Because these changes are actually happens inside the atom or inside the molecules. You are exciting them, you are providing them energy and shifting them from one energy state to another energy state and making them energetically having different behavior. Like even in radioactivity, how different elements start behaving differently, but after releasing some alpha, beta and gamma rays according to their way of radioactivity and magnitude of radioactivity, they again comes back into the stable form. These are some basic reversible chemical changes which mostly happen. So changes occur. How we classify changes determined our uses, our application and our guidelines to stay safe from those changes. What changes are good and what changes are bad depends upon our perspective, our uses and our lifestyle. Okay. Up to this class we are done. In next class we will study some different points. Okay. Up to that, gracias.